What the keeper name? The name of the keeper.
Umari.
Welcome back to States in Santa Cruz Headley Cup Final Day 2 after lunch session. Manchester in their second innings trying to reduce that States lead of 116. Silvio from the pavilion end runs in outside the off stump, and Hall is Ward, the right hander, is leaving that alone, and it goes through to the keeper Reed. So this is the third over of the innings after the lunch break. Two slips, fine leg, third man, point, cover, mid on, mid off, Silvera passes the umpire and goes, and that one is played down into the gully region. They're thinking about a second, but the fielder is onto it, and the return comes in to keeper Reed. So the score is now 8. Manchester trying to overhaul that deficit of 116 before Stex can bat again. So far, these two opening batters look pretty solid. Mario Hall and Tefla Ward Jr. So Hall is the left-hander. Here comes Silvier again, left-hander to left-hander, and he's playing that down the. Oh, well stopped by Silvera. Well, it was to his left, and he's left-handed. So picked it up cleanly, threatened to throw the wicket down, but Hall was going absolutely nowhere. Silvera again to Hall. Hall is trying to flick that one through the onside, cannons into the pad. The appeal went up, but there's no way that would have been given LBW. So the score remains on 8 without loss. Manchester in their second innings trying to overhaul the deficit of 116 to enable Stets to bat again. Silver in his second over from the pavilion end. Bowling to the Mario Hall. Hall is driving into the covers. The fielder tried to get one. It's running down to the boundary. They come back for the second. Only one. I can't believe the running is terrible. That should have been 2 at least. So the end of Silvio is over. The total goes up to 9. 9 without loss. Manchester in their second innings.
All right, so good afternoon and welcome back to the Central Technical Sports Complex. Technical Final, Day 2, Manchester versus Six. Manchester 117, all out, Six 233, all out, with a first innings lead of 116, and Manchester starting their second innings. They are 9 without loss after 2 overs. So Manchester 9 without loss.
Three overs.
Oh, after 3 overs. Correction. 9 without loss after 3 overs.
So Smith now coming from the main road end.
One delivery.
One delivering the over to Hall, the left-hander.
Yes, sir. 3 overs for the day. 33 and 36. 36.
Smith to Hall. Hall is just guiding that one square the wicket on the offside. They cross the one, they're coming back for the second. There comes the return to the bowler's end, but they've made it. 2 runs completed on that stroke from Hall. Score goes up now to 11 without loss.
Yeah, 45 and 76. 31.
Easily played into the offside square of the wicket. Fielder collected cleanly, and the batsman or the batters decided that there was no single on. Smith is a little bit too short and wide on the offside, giving the batter width. And the left-hander is someone who plays a square drive pretty well. So if Smith continues along that line and length, he's going to be punished. Here he comes again, the ball to Hall. Down the leg side, Hall is flicking at it, missing. The keeper moved to his right, didn't collect cleanly, he stopped it anyway and prevented a single.
Run back. I mean, I'm not some old person to put me without.
Smith again to Hall. And Hall is swinging at that, it goes high. Oh my goodness. It bounced over the fielder's head and into the boundary for 4. So that looks like about 15 now without loss. Smith is on the ground. He lost his footing. But it doesn't seem as if he's seriously hurt.
Balance. We have I'm a lead by 160. You're down 15 without loss. Yeah, man. Now we have some.
I think the man at fine leg should have been squarer for the left-hander.
Nice total.
Had he been squarer, he would have had more time to get around to that to try and effect a catch. Now they've decided to move him further to his right in the position where he should have been. Smith to Hall. Down the leg side, the keeper going across, collects cleanly. End of that over. Manchester trying to clear a deficit of 116 of 15 without loss.
But yeah, I don't get short and wide on it.
Right, of the team sheet. Which part of the character officer?
You not tell you nothing yet. Silvera to continue. This will be his third over. He's going to be bowling to Ward. Just a slip to third man, fine leg, point. Cover, extra cover, mid off. Silvera comes up outside the off stump. Shoulders, arms, and it goes through keeper Reed. Score remains on 15 without loss. Silvera goes back to his mark slowly. The ball is being worked on, trying to maintain the shine by the man at mid-off. Tosses it back now to Silvera. Looks at it, decides which side he wants to be the shiny side. Comes in, goes to Ward, and Ward is confidently forward. The ball going into the offside. And there is no run.
Good afternoon. This is Dory, right? Yeah, Dory, right? Yeah, Mr. Ray from Manchester. I've called Mr. Brown day before yesterday to pick up some medals in Kingston. So I understand that medals are still at WB Trophy. Kurt Brown.
Silvera
It's not,
jumps, delivers, plays into the
yes.
covers. Misfielded.
Okay,
And they were able to get a single.
all right, sorry
Have a change in field because the left-hander will now come on strike. The umpire walks over to the leg side.
Yes, sir. Oh, so a different link for this session?
Silvera. Ball driving it outside the off stump. Misses. The keeper takes. Tosses it to the man at slip who is trying to work on it to maintain the shine. Bowls it to the man in extra cover position. Relays it to mid off. And it will go back to Silvera now. Here comes Silvera to Hall. Outside the off stump. No shot offered, too wide to tempt the batter. Keeper Reed collects cleanly. "16 without loss." Manchester in their second innings, trying to overhaul a deficit of 116. They still have 100 to go. Here comes Silvera. Bowls to Hall, and Hall is driving at a spectator's catch. That one bounce, and the man at slip was able to run around to the leg side. Took the ball out of the air, but it was a spectator's catch, so absolutely no problem there for Manchester.
So at the end of over number 5, Manchester 16 without loss.
Smith will continue from the main road end and he'll be bowling to Ward. Comes delivers and Ward is trying to flick that down the leg side. Makes no contact and the keeper collects cleanly.
Busta, what your number again? Number you send me.
Smith to Ward. Outside the off stump, too wide to tempt the batter into any stroke play at all. He shouldered the arms. No run here. Still 16 without loss. Smith again. What is flashing at that one outside the off stump? Makes no contact. It goes through the keeper. This is the fourth delivery of Smith's over. Once again to Ward. Ward is driving that into the offside. Man at mid-off picks up cleanly. Threatens to throw down the wicket. Holds the ball as Smith goes back to his mark. Tosses it back to Smith now. Begins his run. Ward is playing that confidently into the leg side at a short, wideish mid-on. Smith has one slip, third man, backward square leg, the point, cover, extra cover, mid-off, mid-on. And there's a man on the fine leg boundary. Ball cannoned into the pad. There was an appeal. The umpire was not interested at all. End of that over. That was a maiden over. So 6 overs gone in the second innings of Manchester's. Silvio will continue from the pavilion end. Silvio to Hall. And that is flicking that back to the square. The man at fine leg is going around. Will he get to it before it goes into the boundary? No. 4 runs. Silvio straight onto Hall's leg stump. Once you do that, once you're straight into his pad, you're going to be punished. And that is exactly what happened. Into his pads, and he got into his wicket and flicked that back to the square. The man from fine leg was running for all he was worth, but he wasn't going to stop that one. 4 runs to Hall. The total moved up now to 20. 20 without loss. Wider delivery, flashing at it is Hall, and the keeper takes it quite comfortably. I think the two opening bowlers for Stets need to concentrate and have a better line and length. They're not going to be getting anybody out with that kind of short bowling. Here comes Silvera again, and Hall is driving down to mid off. Can't get by the man at mid off. Picks up, shines the ball on his shirt sleeve.
20.
Now shining it on his right leg, hoping to maintain the shine, hoping that the quick bowlers can get some swing, some movement. But you have to pitch it up. Silvera again. Solidly behind it is Hall, playing it down into mid-on, but not hard enough or quick enough to get by the fielder. The score remains on 20 without loss.
Sometimes.
Silvera to Hall. Hall is driving that one on of the outside of half of the bat and goes down to third man. Just a single 21 without loss. Not the end of the over. The umpire just changing side.
Let me ask them out. Tell them what they go pick them up for me. And I said, over Wizzy, over the, over Juicy Plaza. You want me to do the car? Ask them out. And then they pick them up, then they're upstairs, Wizzy.
Silvera toward. Jumps and delivers on his. This is unbelievable. That was a tame shot right into the hands of the man at backward square. The field at backward square could have done absolutely nothing else than to poach it safely. And Ward is on his way. Caught at the backward square leg of the bowling of Silvera for
5.
Ward made 5. After that marathon spell of bowling, and he now had a chance to make some runs for his team. He played a careless, loose-looking shot straight into the hands of the man at backward square leg. And he is disconsolately walking back to the pavilion. Cannot understand what happened. Cannot understand how he could have made such a mistake. But that is exactly what has happened. And Manchester in early problems at 21 for 1.
So Stets has got no wicket. And after 7 overs, Manchester 21 for 1. Wicket off Stets.
Just
Ward
upstairs, you know, if I have a place upstairs.
scored.
Yeah.
And out in front of the
Yeah.
If you go upstairs and you pass, if I have a place
21 for 1.
There's a guy named Wizzy, he tell him to come to them. Because he never print them, and he tell him to take them back same way. Yeah, man.
Who this is, sir?
I carry them with this one. Because he tell them to come. Let them print or not, alright?
Who this is?
Don't hang up, like you're right.
So that was the end of Silvera's over. The new batter is
Orange, right?
Oreno right. Can he get things right for Manchester? We'll have to wait and see. And he's also left-handed. Smith to right. Outside the off stump. Wider the umpire signals spreading both hands to the side.
It's Orion Hall batting. Orion Hall is left-handed. Right
Rain
is
right.
right-handed. Orion Wright is right-handed. Hall is left-handed. So it's Demario Hall batting. That was the
Who's
last one
facing?
over Ward.
Who's facing?
The man left hand.
Oh, Demario. I thought they had two left-handers out there.
Rain right.
But that delivery certainly didn't pose any problems for him. It was way wide. The umpire expressed that by spreading both arms. Here comes Smith now to Hall. Hall is just behind that, pushing it down the pitch. Smith on his follow through picked up on the second attempt. No run. So Manchester, they have maintained the left right combination. States bowlers will have to concentrate much harder to get their length and their line right. Smith to Hall. And there's a two for LBW. And he's out. He's been given out. LBW to Smith. Manchester in early problems at 22 for 2. Hall going LBW to Smith. And let me tell you what the score is. Smith's score is 16. Demario Hall, no confirmed. LBW to Smith for 16. The incoming batter is
So
Raven
Manchester
Morgan.
second wicket. Then Mario Hall, LBW for 16, and earlier Christopher Ward caught at Congress Square for 5. So Manchester 22 for 2.
Morgan. Evan Morgan.
Remember that Manchester, they have this deficit of 116 to overhaul to ensure that Stets would bat again. Early trouble here, but they are the defending champions. They are fighters, so we'll see what happens as the game progresses. So Smith will continue his over and he will be bowling to the new batter Morgan. So two right-handers at the crease. Smith to Morgan. Morgan is playing that in front of him. They go to for a quick single. And there's an overthrow. That is going to be for unnecessarily so. Looks like Scott picked that one up. Wayward return. And that went into the boundary. So 5 runs. 5 runs to Manchester score. They got 4 from Stets. 4 runs that they didn't work for, but they'll gladly accept it. It was not necessary to. Yes, Morgan played that. Was not necessary at all, but that's the way of cricket.
Yeah. 5 to Morgan. 5 to Morgan.
So Orion Wright to face his first delivery. Smith now running in. Ball to right. Playing that into the offside. Can't get a single.
Wicked.
One delivery to go in this over, or two. Well, there was a wide in the over. So Smith now goes to right and the kept low. There's a and it's gone. Right cannot believe it. That delivery kept low. Right was neither back nor forward. And the umpire had absolutely no hesitation in raising the finger of death. So right after facing two delivered, is back in the pavilion for naught. We're in right now. So the next batter going out is Padre Nelson.
So Manchester 27-3. Orange right, John LTW without scoring. And we are into the 8th over. So 27-3. Manchester. How much is it? 16.
So it's 27-3 now, Manchester. In some serious problems. Smith has one delivery left and he'll be bowling that final delivery in this over to Padre Nelson. He has two slips. Third man, point. Backward square leg, mid on. He has a cover, he has a mid off. Here comes Smith, the bowl to Nelson. And Nelson's flicking that one into the leg side. They go for a quick single. Will they be able to take two? Here comes the return, and they've changed their mind. So it's only a single. End of a successful over for Smith. And Manchester are now 28-3. They have a deficit of 116. They have to clear that to allow Smith to bat again. But the way things are going right now, they are in serious trouble. They have to hold their heads down and bat seriously in order to give Stets a chance to chase something. But they are the defending champions, always fighting, so I'm sure they'll not want to give up.
So after 8 overs, Manchester 28-3. And let me remind you of the score for Skills Sport. Manchester 117 all out. Yes, 233 all out. With a first innings lead of 116. And currently,
So Silvera now to the captain, Nelson. Bowles and Nelson is driving at down it. Inside edge, so to speak, inside the half of the bat, and it goes into the square leg region, and they go through for a single. So Morgan on 5 to face Silvera. Non-striker, the captain, Padre Nelson on 2. So here comes Silvera, running away from the pavilion end. Holds to Morgan. When Morgan is playing that into the backward square leg region, they go for one, they'll get another as the throw is coming in. They're safely home. 2 runs to Morgan. So it's 31 now. 31 for 3. Silvera to Nelson. Nelson is driving that one. And the man at short third man, allowed the ball to drop in front of him and then run away into the boundary. He probably must have been sleeping. And Silvera is livid because that should have been a catch. But that's the uncertainty of this cricket game. It would have been a good thing for them to get the captain, Pajay Morgan. Pajay of Raymond Morgan. Would have been a good thing to get any of them. Because they are two solid youngsters who can create problems for Stetson in the middle here. Silvera bowls. Misses that one. That's a chance that Stet should have taken. Will it come back to haunt them? Silvera will have to put that one behind him. That's water under the bridge. He has work to do. Running in now to bowl to Morgan. He passes the umpire, jumps and he delivers. And he's driving that one into the mid-on area. Fielder was behind it, stopped it with his body. The important thing is that no run came from that. So Silvera to bowl to Morgan again. Here he comes, delivers, and Morgan is driving that one down to mid-off. There's a chance for a run out. But the keeper wasn't even near the stumps. He wasn't getting as close to the stump as possible for the return to come to him to effect the run out. The end of another Silvera over. And they are 36, I should say, for 3. Once the ball was played down the pitch into the offside, the wicket keeper for Stet should have been at the stumps waiting for any return. He wasn't there. The return was wide. And that saved Manchester.
So at the end of the ninth over, Manchester 36 for 3.
So Morgan again will be facing Smith. One slip. Third man, fine leg, backward square. Point. Cover, extra cover. And Smith, the ball is run. Ball is run up. Umpire signals dead ball. To complete the field placing, there's a man at the wide mid-on. And the man at mid-off is going back to long off. I'm wondering why. He expects Morgan to go over the top. He's almost on the boundary rope. Smith coming in to bowl to Morgan. Passes the umpire and bowls, and Morgan is getting that one down the pitch, and it goes into the mid-on area. Wayward throw comes in. There's no necessity for that kind of action from the field because the batters were already home.
Yeah, zipper though.
21. Yeah, no problem.
37. 37 for 3. The skipper, Padre Nelson, to face. Smith running in. Bowls to Nelson. Nelson's on the back foot, playing that one into the point region. They go through for a single.
Another afternoon. We're behind by 116 and we're on 38 for 3. 16. And we're on 38.
So Smith to Morgan. Both Morgan is driving that down the ground, and it is stopped by the fielder. But he's not aware of where the ball is, and they were able to take a second run. Poor feeling on behalf of Sets. That fielder is not doing his team any justice. He allowed them to get a second run when that should not have happened.
It would not be intentional.
Was that two?
Is that Silvera on the long on boundary? The long out boundary?
Why?
Busta, what you call him? What you call him? The red?
Smith to Nelson. Bowser Nelson is trying to flick that. It's into the boundary. This umpire signals 4, not sure. Oh, he got back onto that one. Down the leg side, you have to maintain your line and length. If your line is bad, it's going to be putting you away all afternoon.
Man, about to 10 over that deficit that garden. The man about to 10 over. Deficit that garden. You should not score fast. The man answer them back naturally.
Smith to Nelson again. Driving that. The spectators are not happy with the feeling of Stets. They are really upset. That should not have been a run. But that's the way it is. End of the over, and it is water break.
46.
46 for 3. Much over. 10. How much Morgan depend?
So they need 71 for Sets to bat again. Yep.
Morgan depend 16 already. And then how Morgan first name? How you pronounce it?
Raven. It's Raven.
Alright, so after 10 overs, Manchester, you're 46 for 3. Reverend Morgan on 16. Nelson on 5. So after 10 over,
5 in the corner, 8.
What's Nelson live on 8?
Moderness the answer. 8.
8?
I'm playing one single for well. Okay, last single. Patrick. Oh, yeah. Eight, sir.
All right, so after 10 overs, Manchester, Morgan on 16, and Nelson on 8.
40, 45, and 146. So everything accounted for. So 16 and 8, 24, and 16, 40, and 5, 45, and 1 wide, 46. Maths add up, not so bad. Could have worse. Right, remember that money if you know. Right, last week. Never see me name on dumpling and say, I don't know.
Good for you.
Where get the roster from?
Eh?
Where get the roster from?
No, no, little
What team
time.
support football or just Philippines?
Man, they are Manchester supporter with the ball. The ball are crickets.
You from the
This one? This one? Yeah, man.
because you
Capture
got
everything.
yeah. The other one just who win or whatever. You know?
Yeah.
And most time we don't get the second sheet. You know?
Eh?
Other than that, want to know what is the rule as regarding the scoring? But Mr. Bentley, do not Bentley about Mr. Bentley don't know about it. What is the rule regarding the throwing? You can't let it so much. That's what we have umpire. Umpire, just start you can't call it.
So they have resumed after the water break, and it looks like, is that Morgan who's going to face?
Yeah. No, Nelson.
Or the skipper, Silvero, from the pavilion into bowl to Pajay Nelson. Bowls on Nelson is driving that one through the covers. Will he get four for it? Fielders are chasing it, but I'm thinking that they won't get there. The ball beats them into the boundary, and it's 4 runs. These two youngsters at the crease, they are not fooling around. They've come to put bat to ball, and that, in my mind, is the only way they're going to overhaul this 116 deficit to give Stets a turn at bat and to give themselves a chance to win this game. But definitely, Padre Nelson, the skipper, is taking the bull by the horns. He is 12. He's now on 12. Morgan is on 16. Silvera again to Nelson. Silvera has to adjust his line if he wants to get Nelson out. Here he comes up, passes the umpire. The balls and Nelson is flashing at the one down the leg side. They go through for a quick single. Erratic return by the fielder, giving away overthrows. There was no need to throw that. They got two leg byes instead. Should have been one, but they were gifted another by Stets's erratic fielding. So Nelson, the skipper, is back on strike. Silvera, left arm over. Bowles and Nelson is driving that one into the leg side. They want to single, but the man at mid on moved around quite quickly into the mid wicket area, and he prevented a single.
It's a overhead, it's a read, forget the head.
Silvera again. To Captain Nelson. Holds and down the leg side. The wicketkeeper from Sets moved smartly to his left. I was able to collect.
You hurt the man. Look at you now, white. I never use a free man. When coach against the man picking it. Look how much you in a white and have a man that free. Yeah, but also. Right. Yeah, work on this next year. Get exposure this year, work on this year.
Silvera to Morgan. Morgan is flicking that off his pads.
Come on, Oski, nobody run out. Hey, Oski!
Something is getting into the heads of the Sets fielders. That was unnecessary. The batter turned back. It wasn't necessary, and so far they've given away, I think, 5 or 6 overthrows. They're not concentrating at all. Fielder's not concentrating. The batter's not concentrating. So this is going to make for an interesting afternoon.
3.
Looks as if we're going to be getting a little rain. Played down to long off. The man came in off the boundary. Fielded quite cleanly. End of that Silvera over. And with that, the score is now 53 for 3. The rate at which this score going, I'm sure they're going to be giving Stet something to play at.
So at the end of the 11th over, Manchester 53 for 3.
Interesting times are ahead based on how everybody on the field is approaching the game. The Manchester batters are taking chances. The Sets fielders are giving away runs in terms of overthrows. The bowlers are not picking their line and length. Smith now. To Nelson. Nelson is flashing outside the off stump. Missing that, he practices a sweep off the pace bowler. I'm certain he's not serious about that because that ball was outside the off stump. You can't practice a stroke like that. 53 for 3. Manchester would certainly have to depend on these two in the middle to give them a respectable total. A slower ball from Smith. But Nelson played long before it got to him. Walking away to the leg side, he realized that it was a slow ball. Yes. Had that been on the stumps, probably it would have bowled him. Here comes Smith again. Play it down the pitch on the onside, and they go through for a single. So Morgan now. Morgan is on 16 will face Smith. Smith is coming from the main road end. Smith to Morgan. Morgan is driving that through mid wicket and it's gone into the boundary for 4. Easy looking shot. Pitch on the leg stump and he eased that down to the mid wicket boundary. Long journey for the fielder to retrieve that one. These two batters will have to bat out the day because if they do not, Manchester will be in serious trouble. State will have to get rid of one of them very early, or else they will probably have 80 or so runs to chase. And I believe if States have 80 runs to chase against Manchester on this pitch, it will be problematic. Smith. And that one is hit high and hard. 4 runs down to long on. And the score goes up to 62 for 3. These two youngsters at the crease, they mean business to Manchester. Instead has to find a way of dismissing them. But Stets want to get them out. They want to preserve their wicket. So it's going to be a tough situation here. Smith again to Morgan. Here he comes. Delivers and Morgan is driving at that. The bowler tried to stop that. It bounced over his head and down to the long off boundary. Stopped by the fielder down there. So they got only one. The end of that Smith over. I'm wondering if Stets is 63 for 3. I'm wondering if Stets is contemplating a change.
So at the end of the 12th over, Manchester 63 for 3.
6 each bowler can only bowl 8 for the session. So Silvera still going to come back. He can only bowl two more overs in this session. Morgan is on 25 and Nelson is on 14, the skipper. And they've attacked the bowling so far in a meaningful and serious way. They've concentrated on mostly on all the shots that they want to play, and they have been scoring the runs.
And Nelson 60.
So it's Morgan again to face Silvera. That ball was just pushed into the mid-on area and they were able to get a single. They have a 6-3 field. But Silvera certainly not bowling to a 6-3 field. And once he strays down the leg side, they'll have a lot of acreage to chase that cricket ball. Fine leg, mid wicket, and long. So another single down to mid off. Morgan is going to face again. Silveira has lost his thing. He has bowled 6 overs. He's into his 7-2 deliveries from that. He may be getting tired. They've added one more fielder to this leg side. No, they've changed that. He's going over onto the offside. And there's a straightish mid wicket. A whole lot of space between that mid wicket and the fine leg. Anything goes square the wicket on the leg side, played hard enough, will go into the boundary. Silveira following the leg side again. Line is definitely off. You can have a 6-3 field, 6 on the off, 6 and 3 on the on, and you're straying down the leg side. It means that you're planning on giving away runs.
When I try to get to do it, because the do look like another man in a quality medal. No, sir, because Miss person called me and tell me say the medals are still up there.
What you are, sir? 60.
The day before you say the top of the and say alright. And the thing say man collect the medal there.
So 66 is the total for 3. Manchester. Silveira again. Does not deliver. Umpire signals dead ball. Silveira again. I played and missed, and the wicketkeeper tried to throw down the stones. Oh, as a matter of fact, he hit it.
Yes, sir. 66 run. 66 run.
So Morgan on 25.
Come on, you tell him every ball can drive, man. You can't just throw that down as a for one, man.
The skipper is on 14.
Why you have to bat, you know? Why you have to bat, man?
No slip. This field is looking very, very defensive. Still 3 on the onside. Silveira comes and bowls to Morgan. Morgan is flashing outside the off stump. He gets a touch on it. Yes. The umpire says that he's out. Wide ball. Morgan flashed it. Never had any reason to play that rash shot. He got an edge. And the keeper really took it quite cleanly, gleefully. And the umpire agreed with him by raising the right index finger to indicate that Morgan would be on his way to the pavilion for 25.
15.
Oh, that's 15. Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. Just tell the man say in the office stadium, but I swipe off every ball, man. Just play the ball along the summer.
So indeed, it was Paget Nelson, the skipper, who went. They looked the same from this distance. He went caught by the wicketkeeper of the bowling of Silveira for 15. So Manchester in a spot of bother. Looks like Mackenzie, Akiwak Mackenzie going out.
Paget Nelson gone for 16. So Manchester 66.
The skipper played a rash shot and he paid for it. Wasn't necessary at all. Wide-ish outside the off stump. And he, in his attacking mode, went at it. Got an edge. The appeal went up and the umpire upheld the appeal. And the skipper walked disconsolately back to the pavilion.
Just start with man. Wipe off on that. Stand up on that, man.
Mackenzie showed a little resistance in the first innings. Will he be able to continue that? 66 for 4. So that puts them 50 runs behind. How many deliveries to go?
66 to 4.
Silvera to Mackenzie. Mackenzie is confidently forward, pushing that down into the mid-off region. The end of that over. So Silvera has accounted for 2 of the wickets that have fallen. Let me have a look at his figures. Just in a moment, I'll get Silvera's figures for you.
So at the end of over number 13.
So Adrian Silvera, 7 overs, 2 for 25. So Smith will continue. This is his 7th over. I think they're going to bowl him right through the session. He can only bowl 8 for the session as a pace bowler. Here he comes now. And Morgan is swinging at that one. I cannot understand why they do not have a slip. Still 3 on the onside. Acres of space between the man at wide mid on and the fine leg. Acres. So Smith has to concentrate on or about the half stump. But he's short, and that's banged away through the covers for 4. It doesn't matter how many fielders you have on the offside. Once you're wide and short, you give the batter an opportunity to free his arms, and that is exactly what Morgan did. And the ball rocketed into the cover boundary for 4. So the score moves
70.
up to 70. 70 for 4. 46 behind. Smith again. Will he correct his line? Will he correct his length? Running into bowl to Morgan. Smith bowls to Morgan, and Morgan is pushing that one into the covers. That thinking of a single, but decided against it as the fielder moved around to his left smartly. Fielded that, and there was no chance of going through safely for a single. Just over an hour left before tea. You can see rain in the distance. States would be wishing, or Manchester would be wishing that it doesn't come. Short again, and that's punch away into the point boundary for 4. Stets is now needing a change. Bowler is certainly tired as the spectators are screaming. And they can see that based on the length and line that he's now bowling. That was a short delivery outside the off stump. And Morgan was onto it, flashing it over backward point into the boundary for 4. Morgan waiting on Smith. Smith needs to bowl a Yorker if he can. Short deliver, and it's punched into the offside. Morgan couldn't find the gap. And as much as the offside is populated with 6 fielders, you still have enough space through which you can go to get the ball running to the boundary. Smith has to get Morgan driving off a good length. Here he comes now to Morgan. Morgan is just coming forward and pushing that down to mid off. It's the end of the over. And it is now 74. 74 for 4.
So
Looks
at
like
the end of the over,
42 in
number 74,
arrears.
over 14, sorry. The score is 74 for 4. So at the end of over number 14, Manchester, 74 for 4.
Silvera in his final over for the session. And Mackenzie is playing, coming to forward, just pushing that into the offside. The man at point moved around to his left to pick it up, and they couldn't get a run. Mackenzie is not afraid to hit the ball. He is going to give support to Morgan, so they have to dismiss him as early as possible. Whichever one they get, they would be satisfied. But I'm thinking they would want to get Morgan first because he's a no-nonsense hitter. Silvera to Mackenzie. Mackenzie with a broad bat playing that into the offside and no run. Silvera again. Running away from the pavilion and into bowl to Mackenzie. Jumps, he delivers down the leg side. You can't have three fielders on the leg side and you're bowling. You're bowling on the man's legs and down the leg side. You have six on the offside. Concentrate on or about the off stump and you increase your chance of getting the batter out. So how many balls to complete the over? 3. He has 3 to go. That will be his final over for the session. Silvera jumps, delivers on. Oh, that was close to the edge. One could say that he pulled the bat away at the last moment. Didn't get a touch. The keeper collected cleanly.
I'm very broke.
Mackenzie lives to fight another day. Silvera again to Mackenzie. He bowls and Mackenzie is glancing that into the leg side. They go through for a quick single. Silvera still not maintaining his line, probably not a bad length, but he is straying down the leg side with only 3 fielders there. Certainly, that means giving away runs.
So, okay. But I not come with the 10. Keep it posted. We're down 70, 75 before. Yeah.
Final ball. Silvera, final one of this spell. Goes to Mackenzie. Oh, to Morgan. Morgan is just coming forward, pushing that into the offside, and the score remains on 75 for 4.
Much more than that.
34. Looks as if we're going to be getting some rain. That the groundsmen are preparing the covers.
Number 15, Manchester, 75 4. Reverend Morgan on 35.
So there's a change in bowling. Tariq Brand, the sets captain, is going to be bowling his left arm slow. I don't think he's a very big turn off the cricket ball. So he's coming on to replace Smith from the main road end. And he will be bowling to Mackenzie.
Do you pick up the stuff? When? But then I use him and I call them and customers. But show me their sentences where they find out what to find yesterday. And the gentleman did tell me say,
First delivery short. Mackenzie just content to push it back down the pitch on the offside, and the Tariq Bryan was able to pick up off his own bowling. Here comes Bryan again. Played into the offside. No run. Played into the leg side again. And in a leg slip position, and they were able to go through for the single. Still not understanding why only one player on the leg side is close to the bat. There's a man at long on, a man on the backward square leg boundary, a man on the wide mid wicket boundary. So they're giving away runs. Short, and that's pushed into the covers, and they go through for a quick single. This is an ultra defensive field placing. I'm not sure that the skipper knows exactly what he wants. Those fielders on the leg side boundary, they are indeed wasted. The keeper didn't collect that one at all. Had it been played, they would have dropped it. Had the man been out of his crease, he would not have been able to effect the stumping. Tariq Brand, the sets captain. Right arm slow bowler, and he bats left-handed. You're seeing a whole lot of that these days. Forward goes Mackenzie. End of the over as the ball is rolled down the pitch to the captain. Let's see who is going to be coming from the pavilion end, because Silvera has bowled out his for this session. He has bowled 8 overs. Not sure who is going to come. Oh, Scott Scott is a leg spinner in the team.
PS.
He's he's a medium pacer.
So as we go
Looks
over
looks very slight for a medium pacer though.
Manchester
Look how far he's going to be running from.
4-4.
So you've heard it on the peer system, 77 for 4. And Scott is going to be bowling to Morgan, who is a no-nonsense batter. Still 3 on the leg side, so Scott will have to concentrate on or about the off stump, or else he's going to be flogged all over. And nobody is trying to back up near the stumps. This is unbelievable. A leg by. The field placing is not good at all from where I sit. They're hoping that the Manchester batters will want to go over the top on the offside, that is, but they're settling down and playing consciously. So you can't allow them to make the mistakes. You have to attack them and let them make the mistakes while you attack. You can't be defensive and expect that they will give away their wicket. Fine leg, mid wicket, mid on, one slip, third man, backward point. Scott. States wants to give away this final. They do not want to, to get back the Headley Cup. Manchester are the defending champions, and they're playing as if their lives depend on it. But the feeling and the field placement for States is not really what it should be. Scott again to Morgan. Scott is running from about 22 yards. I don't think that is really necessary. He's about 5'5" and he's of slim build. What kind of pace can he generate? Scott again to Morgan. Can he remove him? Outside the off stump, Morgan offers no shot. It goes through to the keeper. You would think that it is States who are in the defending situation, but it's Manchester who must make some runs, and they are being given the opportunity by States to do so. Scott again from the pavilion end. Passes the umpire, jumps and the delivers, and Morgan is driving through the covers. That will go into the boundary now. It's like an engine is on the ball, and it goes into the mid-off boundary now for 4.
83.
It would appear as if St. Elizabeth Technical High School is on their way to giving away this Headley Cup final. The score is 83 for 4. 83 for 4. 33. The 33 behind. Here comes Scott again to Morgan. Morgan is forward, running it down in the middle of the pitch. Scott goes across. Feels it's the end of the over. $33. States must ensure that they do not have any more than 30 runs to chase in their second innings, because if they have more than that, they could find themselves in serious trouble, because the Manchester bowling is an attacking bowling unit.
39.
The first delivery from Tariq Bryan is wide and down the leg side, and he has only 4 fielders on the leg side. Why is he doing that? You have 2 fielders patrolling the boundary, one on the backward square leg boundary, one on the mid wicket boundary, and I believe they are wasted. They should have been 3/4 of the way to the boundary. Morgan was on the back foot, pushing that one down to long on, and they go through for an easy single. Stets need at least 2 wickets before the tea interval. That's it. That's gone. A high and a hard. And that's 6. Mackenzie over wide long off. I'm thinking that Tyreek Bryan is not an effective wicket taking bowler at this stage of the game. I believe that the man at backward square leg should be in closer to the umpire, at least 3/4 of the way to the boundary. The man on the mid wicket boundary is being wasted. Here comes Bryan again, and Mackenzie is just playing that into the point region. End of the over. Score is 91. 25 is the deficit.
So at the end of the 18th over, Manchester 91
For 4.
4.
States are trying their best to give away this final. There is no way you should be leading by 116 runs and then put yourself under pressure.
And Mackenzie on 10.
Another run into the onside by Morgan. And I think Morgan is going to get his team into a position where they can really defend this trophy. It's now 100, it's 90, 92 for 4. Morgan is playing probably the innings of his life for his team. Scott to Mackenzie. Mackenzie plays that into the short wicket region. Can't get a single. Scott, to my mind, is running from too far. He's not quick. He's about 5'4", 5'5", slim build. Why would he be running from so far? And he doesn't have the pace to trouble anyone. Well, if he can maintain the line and length and frustrate the batter, probably batter may throw away his wicket. But other than that, I don't see Scott getting him out. Scott to Mackenzie. And it chips that right into the hand of mid-wicket. What is happening there? Oh, a spectator's catch. I thought that had gone straight into his hand. But because of the lack of excitement, I realized that it was a boom ball. Scott again to Mackenzie. That ball went down to fine leg. The fielder approached it as if it was a Sunday afternoon stroll. The long barrier should have been in effect. If that had gone between his legs, certainly it would have been 4 runs. No, Scott will bowl to the attacking Morgan, who is on 40. Scott to Morgan. Morgan is coming forward with a broad bat, playing it into the offside, and it's
Karim.
the end of the over, and it's a water break. 93 for 4. Stets will have to approach this game with a new strategy.
So at the end of the 19th over, Manchester 93 for 4. Water break.
One.
Yeah, man. See you in a tear coming.
We are not control. Can't take in too much sugar. What do you draw about this now?
Hold on then. Come score a pull in a table.
Busta.
I need to drop off.
Your money. Huh? I drop off your money. Money.
Your camera. You know, that can't wait up a bit. You want to look at moisture night. You were a little moisture, yes. So we have a break in play. The Rains have decided to visit us. They're getting the covers on as the umpires come off the field. What's doing it? You from?
Yes, where is it?
93 before. '93 before.
10th goal of the season for him. Welcome to the round of 16 of the UEFA Europa League. A night of European destiny in North London. Tottenham Hotspur.
Marvin. Not old 41.
Gets underway predominantly in white against Hazard Alkmaar in red.
The Mario R16. The 15. Padre Nelson. No. Mike also.
You have the floor.
No hiding place. No. We have got some, that's why we turn to us. I'm going to come back to the seat for me. We have got some.
That's it. It's a clap at that.
In my answer, I see it in your second. You got some here.
Johnson and
Still I carry two. When you get choked, you put the rope in your pocket. You don't put it in the ears, but you put the rope in your pocket. You don't know where to put it. I must say the thing. You don't know where to put it. They want to put it. I'm a big pocket. You know why I'm a big pocket. Whenever you play for people, choke it, fuck up that. You don't know what it can happen. I want to make a room, you have it. You don't know what it can happen. If you have more trophy than the game, I'm million. Whoa. What? Winston. Willing to have more than him. He's not millionaire right now. Take a challenge. Take a challenge. Hello. No, I principal. Anyhow, he might trophy. More than a set as well. He might be an end and go up and this. Wait a don't challenge your man now. Don't challenge your man now. Hey, Darren, you see him? I have nothing to say. We have two coaches one side like this, and one next side over there. So when the win? No, let me ask for the win. I don't ask for what you most want. So when you win? No, I said I want sports. You want me asking where you win? Everything is scholastic sport. What mean about scholarship? Scholastic means sport and plus. Yes, but me say what else? You win spelling bee, you win tell me break it down. I use all together, win all together. All together, sing. We don't have a voice coming up. We don't debate nothing yet. No. You don't win champs yet? No. Who? Champs. Why? Not a school. They're only empty. They're only empty. Where's the president? Ask for a run. Darren, the only two will win. What will ever win after the ball? What about we do about it? Never. I don't know, I'm making it again. I don't know about that. The best trap guard in the last 3 7 years. I'm not getting it done. Yeah, but I'm really used to trap it. You're not going to be able to. That's why I make sure I come back. Hey, nobody has to tell you. Hey, nobody has to tell you. I don't want to break. No more than passing you off. What's that about? Busta. I treat them at this time. ¿Cómo se hace este nivel? Okay. And I'm not going to step some of the people to have to. I'm putting out. We can't put it on. That you can't take from them. How much steps the band is? No, at 20 years. No, I never done that. The band is alone. Look at them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 14. Which school closest to that now, Panda? 3 months. Great done. I'm out there in 14 I win. Yeah. Bournemouth in 1, Manchester win 3. Okay. And 1 abandoned because of COVID. Yeah. Now we did have it still there. So, yeah, of course. You get me up? No, abandoned. But next time we go, we'll carry your team up to me. You get down that. That is not the point of guys. Polish up. You know really, listen. You know you cherish that don't matter. You know what? You don't cherish me? Upon lunchtime, you did and when you read for this, you start pressure your hand. I want to a long time. No, we're not in drive food. Hello, about 19, you know it? I told you we're not in drive food. You know what? Then drive food, we can't be all right. One thing more, I have to do is Alim, put on him. The only thing you know is awareness. I want to see the only thing you know is awareness. At the last part, we have to go through the start. We're going to start with what we do. So we can't play the highlights with some big ball. They really want the result. You want the result already. First me no mind it. Yeah, hold up. Me ask you a question. You reach a town. I have a bus to take. You can walk. You have a helicopter back here. Which one you have to do? Well, you see, you're going to lose it. You're going to lose everything. You're not sure. Hold on, let me ask you. More crashes the bar earth than plane. Me not ask no man that. The safest mode of transport in the world now. Check it out. A plane and one in a ship or two. Somewhere you know that. Check it out. In your states, I'm not teaching you. You know where it was first?
It was right. You might survive.
All of them.
No.
Then I'm not going to play the day out in America with the power. And the thing you have to know about it. What is wrong with it? One plane of turn over power runway with it. Turn up on him back after the bus here. But the bus broke foot dead. And at Jamaica, everything crash at Jamaica with a number of people and cluster down. Yeah, God, you just keep the power.
Because you both are playing.
I'll teach you this. First do that. Look at the people. What's the name of the score book? You have an injured? Share this game. Which one is it? Everybody teach one to catch it down and for reverse go. Everyone tell all the may have to do because of the every day and I get just in the Japan. There is no current in the everybody say by the one who has we don't see no genius and no I'll give you this I'll send everybody to the super. You are going to watch us when you're in time. We are the report that goes. I've been out because of the rest of the being and the rest of the being So really, yes, everything say you always see that person. Our principal. We don't see one champion man for our bus, but it's a wrong bus. We don't check how the champion about it. We don't see the champions missing my brother. Say it. So you take off tomorrow. I don't specify. Yeah. You have to bring some clarity to that champions in the discipline. Right, we're not champion back. Because tomorrow, you know, I'm not heading up, so I'm carry up. Sorry.
Just get one bus and ride this evening.
No, man, if we bus a pretty bus down there. But it's you ever hear about baby blue?
Just come on, just done like that. Boom. I said nothing to the game, though. I mean, it's better than that.
Give me this one. Give me the waiter. You want it, you know? We have covered everybody, right? You good? Alright, no problem. No problem. You good? You say no from this is your what the other two? Papa, one person in chart down there, right? Get past one like the Papa. So everybody come and go.
Yes, sir. I am blessed, sir.
You can get seabird depending on the trees.
No, I will call you next week. I'll let you know.
Look at what that.
Yes. Okay, definitely. Yeah, Melford, yeah. I know. Yeah. Very rich. Okay, yeah. Poor man, poor.
You know what that man? Hey, Robert, umpire. What's up? Hey, Krishna. Hey, Martin. They wanted to work with Calicut eliminated. They wanted to station. Let's pick a call, buddy. All right, gentlemen. Peace.